Hi guys, Ellis here. Today I'm going to show you a tutorial how to make a Pong style game using Game Maker. Now basically the one I'm using right now is Game Maker 8.1 standard. Now the free version is the light version. I've paid for this one, but everything I show you today you can do in the light version, no problem. Now I'm a little choked up, I've got a bit of a blocked up throat, blocked up nose, so I sound like an idiot. My apologies. Another thing is this game is going to have a title screen and allow playing against the computer or playing against another human player. Now first thing is a few things. I might do things differently to some other people doing tutorials. I might do a few things differently. There are various ways to get things to happen in a game, so just because my way is different from someone else's doesn't mean it's wrong, it's just different. There's various different ways and everyone else has their own way of making the game. I'm just going to show you my way. Now another thing I want to add is this is on advanced mode. I want to show you basically if you go in file, advanced mode here, you can see it's ticked, so I'm in advanced mode. So if this doesn't look the same, make sure you turn on advanced mode. Now let's get started. First of all, the first thing you should do is, first of all, you know along here, sprite, sound, backdrop. If you just highlight over it, it'll tell you to create a background. But first of all, I want to show you the global game settings. I think this is the first thing you should do when you start a game. Basically, it's got a list of tabs. The only ones you should really worry about at the moment for this is start and full screen mode. I would turn on synchronization to avoid tearing. If it's getting a low frame rate, turn it off. VSync. These are quite important because if you're making a game where you want to force the player to save as a part of difficulty, you can't save all the time. If the player discovers that they can hit F5 and F6, they just go use that to their advantage. Same as switching between screen modes, and again letting escape close the game when you have to go through the menu to do it. These are fine for now. Another thing is game process priority. I'd leave it in normal. You shouldn't need to turn it up high, but if you do have problems with performance, do it turn it up high and see what happens. At the bottom here, you can see version information. It has company, product, copyright, description. So, pardon me. Basically, when you've got an executable and you highlight over it with your mouse, it comes up with like the basic stuff on it, like the name of it and what version it is and who made it and stuff. Well, whatever you enter in here will appear there. So, loading screen, you don't need to worry about that now. Errors, they're quite good for debugging. You can write them all to a log. You can treat the variables that aren't activated as 0. And this here, you know, you just enter more details. Author, you know, Lex, Ellis, information, Pong program. So we got all that sorted out first, so we know to escape or close the game. Now the first thing we need to do is get our sprites together. Now, one thing I'd like to add, once you have your sprites, you only need to do them once. I mean, your sprites will work fine. One sprite can be used by many objects, you know. So we just need to do your sprites once, and that's them. Now let's start with our. See what we've got. Let's start with our ball. As you can see, we get ball blue here. That'll do fine. We name that to ball. Keep it as lowercase as well, guys. So got that. Let's add another one. Load. Get our bat. Just name that bat. That'll do. There we go. Now let's get our wall. Now if you've played Pong, you notice it looks like it's bouncing against the wall. Well, it's probably using code to do that, but we're going to use a sprite to give the illusion it's bouncing against the wall. So let's go to edit sprite. We'll go create it ourselves. Now if you're familiar with Word already, most Microsoft packages, you know what the blank sheet of paper means, new. So you just click that. 32 by 32, we'll be designing the game on a grid, so that's no problem. Double click that, and what you do is you go to the paint roller here. You can just hit F and it'll select it, and then you go to left and you select your colour. It's default black, but anyway, so that's black. I may call that tick there. Call that wall. Now we're also going to need a title screen to tell our player how to select a 1 and 2 player. So let's do that one just now. Edit sprite. Go to new. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. 400 by 400. See how that goes. So that looks okay. So again, let's call that black, and let's go to the text tool. You see next to the roller, if you hit T, that'll select the text tool. Now you click here and you just enter your text in here. Now you use the hash key for a new line. So let's put in capitals Pong. Okay, hash. If I do 2 hashes, hash. See if 2 hashes next to each other to do it. Press 1 for 1 player game. 1 player game. Hash press. Oh shit. My apologies. Hash press 2 for 2 player. There we go. Let's see how this looks. Oh wait, I forgot to call it red. Ah, wait a second, we need to space out the hashes here. So you just right click, spread that out. There we go. And all we do now is center that. And to change the font, you go in here. This might take a while because my PC is weird with fonts at the moment. I guess there's something up with it, but there we go. Make it a tad bigger. If we go. Always just wait. Elevator music. Here we go. Now I'm going to use an awesome font called Fixed Days. At least I think that's how it's pronounced, a fixed size or something, right? I'll just use that for now. Fixed this. Let's put the font size to 20, okay? That's looking, make it, that's looking maybe a wee bit small just so it fits. It's a wee tad small. 18. Well, not. I know what we'll do. I'll actually resize the canvas a little bit. That's what we'll do. Let's go to edit. Transform. Resize canvas. Let's make it 450. There we go. Oh, state thingies, that might be. That shouldn't look too bad. All we do now is color in the black. Black here. Looks okay. Not perfect, but it'll do. Just showing you how to do it, really. Call that title. Move that to the top, because it's the first thing we're going to have. Now that we've got that, let's create a background. So we'll just go to edit background. Same for developing backgrounds. It's the same as sprite, you know, same controls, everything. It's called background, remove 0. Now we make our objects. Now I'm going to make all the objects first before I program them for good reason. I'll show you why in a minute. Now let's make title has to be an object. Well, we don't need to, you can make the title a background, but let's just make it an object just to demonstrate. Double click and you choose your sprites here. You see what it says sprite? You just hit, there's a drop down menu and you choose title. It's visible, doesn't need to be solid, that's fine. Let's go to another one. Now let's do the ball. Let's call it ball. Choose a ball sprite. There we go, no problem. Make that solid, it needs to bounce. So, choose another one. Now we're going to do the bat. So we need to do 3 bats, okay? P1 underscore bat. So it's your player 1 bat. It needs to be solid. I'll make 2 more, okay? We'll call this one CPU bat. Bat. Why am I putting it in caps on it? Solid and the bat sprite is selected. Call this one P2, but P2 underscore bat. And it's the bat sprite. Solid. Remove that. Don't want to make that capitals, try to make things look neat. Silly me. Okay. Let's do a last sprite, which will be wall. Just wall. Now, another thing I'd like to add is this is GameMaker 8.1. Now if anyone's using GameMaker Studio will not allow you to have anything named the same. Now fair enough, it makes common sense, but when I say anything named the same, you can't have title, an object called title. If there's a sprite called title, you need to completely rename everything. So that can be a problem. Just realised I've got capital on that. Apologies guys, mistakes happen. Anyway, so yeah, if you're using GameMaker Studio, it will not allow you to have anything the same whatsoever. So that can be a bit of a problem. Okay, so let's start programming again. In fact, no, sorry, I forgot to add in. We need to add in a controller. Now this basically is invisible. It doesn't. We'll give it a sprite so we can see where it is on the editor, but it doesn't do anything. So basically, all it's going to do. In fact, we'll create the rooms first. I'll show you why. Let's make 2 rooms. No, we'll need 3 actually. Title. Okay. In fact, no, we'll delete that one from now. Delete. I'll show you why in a minute. Yeah, this one, just title. Call this one P1 game. Play 1 game. Let's start with the title now. Let's give it let's get a background. You just choose the same with the sprite. Just choose a background here. Go to settings and make it 60. What a nice smooth frame rate. Make your game speed 60. So let's choose our objects. We need the controller here, so we'll put the controller there. Now that won't appear because it's set as invisible, remember? So I believe it is. I'll check in a minute. So that won't appear when the game is run, but you'll be able to see it in the editor. So it's good for changing things. You can have a lot of things that are invisible to the player, but she'll watch the game being played, control scores, control anything really. So we've got that. Let's add another title here. Now as you can see, here we go. Pong. I know it's uneven and I should have finged it, but I mean, it's just that I don't like using that editor a lot. I was just showing you how to use it. I normally do these in Paint or something. I just black background, type it up in Paint, save it, and then use it as a sprite, because I find Paint's used a lot because you can type it instead and use hashes and stuff like that, and you can draw your own text box and edit it a lot more. But basic is basic, it'll work. So there you go, that's your title screen right there. And don't forget, in Paint you can also make some of the font bigger. Again, you can just draw another text box with this, but there we go. Now that's invisible. Untick visible, and it won't be a problem. So that won't appear now in the game when the game starts. So we've got that right. Now let's make a player 1 game room. So first of all, I'm not going to add a background in because I need to see what I'm doing. So add in a background. Then I have a problem. In fact, that reminds me, I forgot, we need somewhere for the ball to hit to show that something's bad happened to it. So let's go to make another one with the sprite of wall. I'm going to call it score zone. Score. Soccer. Score underscore zone. Almost forgot about that, guys. It's a good thing I did show you actually. So yeah, score zone. Just want to make up level, I need to add this stuff in. So let's put the score zone all the way along the bottom here. The bottom and the top. And this is why I didn't add the background, because if the background was black, I wouldn't be able to see what I was doing. So that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. So another thing about that, you can actually make the grid go the other way, like that. You can move the grid all together. So that's pretty good. Another thing about is this here. This is a mini map. If you get a big level, you use this to show through a level, and you can change your views in the views tab. But that's another thing. For now, we'll just stick with basic stuff. Okay, here we go. That's that. Now we add in a wall here. Wall. In fact, I should have probably made the wall go into where the score zone is, but it doesn't matter. It'll just show you how to make a basic game. That's all we're sort of working on at the moment. So that's the player 1 room. So what we do is we place the player 1 back here. And see, if you look on your keyboard, the Alt key, you hold down the Alt key when placing an object, and you can move it smoothly. You won't be linked or trapped in the grid. So that's good. You can just use that. Is that even? Not really. I'm deleting it again. I've got a wee bit of a thing for perfection when it comes to this editor. There we go. That looks okay. So let's just get player 1 back, and we'll put the CPU back at the top here. So that's roughly in line with the player 1 back. Yeah, that looks good enough. And now we place the ball which is going to launch here. So we've got roughly everything sorted. We've got a wall there. That's your basic level now. We just add the background in, and voila, you've got something that looks exactly like Pong. So yeah. I think that's good enough. Now, save ourselves some time here. Let's duplicate this. Right click, duplicate. And we'll call this one player 2 room. P2 game. Player 2 game, sorry. Speed of 60. No, it doesn't carry along a sentence, mind. It just carries along the way the room's laid out. Now that's all done for us. Now all we need to do is we just need to change CPU back, delete that, and change it to player 2 back. And that's our 2-player room done. So yeah, just add that in there. That's a 2-player room done. So I mean, get that perfect there. Sorry again, I told you I'm obsessed. It needs to be perfect. How's that looking? Yeah, that looks okay. So there we go, that's both our rooms made now. So now we can start to program these objects with commands. Now controller. Let's make the controller when this room starts. Let's add a room start event. Oh, but why are we doing room start event? When it's created. That, wait a second. Don't need to do any of that, I'm thinking of something else. I choose keyboard here, right? Now you go to events, and the event is something that happens. If this happens, this is the action that takes place. Event, you know, you stub your toe action, you'll be in a lot of pain. So that's basically it. So let's go to digits and choose 1. What happens when you press 1? It takes you to the player 1 game, doesn't it? Because it's a 1-for-1 player game. So if you go to main 1, in these tabs, you'll find a rooms part here. Now if you look at all the different ones, there's previous room, next room, you know, restart the room, and there's different room. Different room's good because it'll take you to a select room, which is good if you get a game where your character can teleport. So that'll take us straight to the player 1 game. Now you can add transitions, but we'll just leave them for now. You can mess about with them on your own. They're quite fun to look at. They're quite nice and quite nifty. So yeah, check them out in your own time. But for now, we're just going to go over basics. Now when you hit the 2 key, same thing. Only it goes to player 2 game room with no effect. Yeah, and that's it. It's invisible, so it will still follow the commands. It's still there. I can still read your keyboard being hit, but it won't be seen. The player won't see it. Now let's program the ball. All the ball does is when it starts, when it's created, create. Now when the ball's created on screen, what's it going to do? It's going to start an alarm. Now that alarm will count to 250. Now that's alarm 0. So an alarm means it just starts counting, right? Now if you watch Pong, what happens when the game starts? It waits for a bit and then the ball launches. So when it starts, an alarm will go to 250. Now what? I go to the event and choose alarm. Now what happens when alarm 0 reaches its limit? What's going to happen then? The ball is going to start launching. So when that reaches its limit, it moves left, top left, at a speed of 5. Choose 5 here, and that's all it needs to do. And now you add some collision events. Now this is basically what happens when the ball hits something. When the ball hits the bat, what's it going to do? It's going to bounce precisely off solid objects. So that's saying when it hits that, if it's solid, it will bounce off it. So we've made all the bats solid, so it should bounce off them. Player 1 would do the same thing for the player 2 bat, bounce precisely. And we do the same for the CPU bat. And once I've done those, bounce precisely. We need to do the same for the wall, so it bounces off the wall as well. Bounce precisely off solid objects. Okay, so that's us got a collision events done. Now we need to choose one, what happens when it hits the score zone. When it hits the score zone, I'm not going to show you how to do a point system today. It's just a basic game, keep score yourself, like the 70s all over again. So I'm going to full screen this, make it easy. Score zone here. What happens when it reaches the score zone? Well, let's make it that let's see. Sure, Dad, no problem. Now let's make it like when it hits the score zone. If you played Pong, it goes back to the start and it goes the beep beep and then launches. So this is going to go back to the score zone. So do that. If you click, see what it says jump, it's going to jump to the start position. Okay, itself is going to jump to the start position. It's going to stop moving. So it will jump to the start. I think you should put the start first, because if it starts moving, I don't think it can jump. I think it can, but it's just to be on the safe side. So it jumps to its original position, which is set on the editor. It stops moving, and what does it do then? It resets the alarm. So you change it to set alarm 0 again to 250. The alarm 0 is already went off, hasn't been reset, so that's what reset it. So what it's going to do is it's going to start. It's going to jump to the start position without moving. And it's going to start the alarm again. So it's going to go beep, wait the 250, then move again, just like the original game. So that should be pretty good. So let's just hope for the best here. So let's hope that works. Now what we need to do is we need to program the player 1 bat. Now what do we need the bat to do? We need the bat to move left and move right. So we go to event, and one thing, you can't use keyboard for this, because when you choose keyboard, that just tells the game he's hit a button. It doesn't say anything more. You need to use a key press event, because you want it so when you let go of the key, it starts moving. So let's go to that. When you key press left, it moves left at a speed of 5. When the key is released, from the left key is released, what happens? It starts moving. Let's go to another one. When the right key is pressed, it moves right at a speed of 5. And when the right key is released, it starts moving at a speed of nothing. I don't even think you need it at the start, but it's just, I'm just doing it for basics, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's that one done. Now we need to do player 2. Now player 2, for a 2-player game, we'll probably use WASD. So we'll do add event, key press. Let's choose letters A. Moves left at a speed of 5. Now 5 is a bit slow, but don't forget we're doing it at a room speed of 60, so 5's technically 10. So the speed's technically 10, otherwise it'd be 5. So when it does that, and when you release the A key, it stops. Letters, A key, it starts moving at a speed of, there we go. Same with D. Go to key press. Excuse me for a second. Hi, I'm back. Sorry about that, I had to get the phone. When I do these videos, by the way, it's the worst timing ever. All you hear in my videos is, I'm going out now! Can't get the phone, have you got this, have you got that? And it's like I'm trying to do a video, fuck off. Ah, oh, now I'm out of breath. I'm running up the stairs to get a goddamn phone. Oh, Christ. Okay, so cancel that. We've got A key, it moves left at speed of 5. A key starts moving when it's released. Now let's do one for the D key. Key press, letters D. What happens? It moves right at speed of 5. So that's not too bad. Same thing, key release D. Sorry if I'm bloody out of breath here. Run up and down stairs, extremely fast speed. 1 minute I'm relaxed, next minute I'm don't need this shit. Another thing is, you'll notice in my videos, it releases here, stops at speed 0. Another thing you notice in my videos is I will constantly tell people when I do my videos, I say, by the way guys, I'm doing a video, so give me 20 minutes peace and quiet. 20 minutes peace and quiet, they forget that I walk out of the room. 20 minutes in peace and quiet, okay, I'm going out now. By the way guys, just so you know, I'm 21 years old. I don't need to be told when someone's going out. I go out to a bar, I come back at like 11, 12 o'clock, I'll tell everyone where I am. I get the whole, oh, I was worried. You know, it just shows how much of a fuck I don't give. But anyway, so yeah, if you're doing these videos, make sure you're home alone. You know what I like to do? I'm a bit of a prick. I turn the phone on. I actually press the green button on the phone to show that it's engaged, so no one can call the house. So if someone's got a file or getting mugged, hey, I need your help, I need your help. Okay, fucked, because I'm doing a video. That sounds evil. Anyway, right, we've done that now. So player 2 will now use the A and the D to move. Now, this is the CPU one. This one's a wee bit trickier, but I'll show you. I hope I get it right this time, okay? So we go to add event, and you choose step this time. Now, the CPU is going to have to follow the ball, basically, and bat the ball back at the player. So what you always use step towards, and you've got named ball. This is where naming is important. So you choose ball.x. That means the x position of ball I will constantly move to. Now, you don't want it to fall and leave its position, because that wouldn't be fair to the player 1. So you choose y. So it stays at y, but it follows x at speed of 5. The ball solid, so it'll follow it. So if we look now, we've got our game pretty much set up. Now let's run the game and see what happens. Press 1 for 1 player game. As you can see, the ball is pausing. What the hell? There we go, the ball's launched. At a slow speed of 5. As you see, it hits the death zone, it stops for a bit just like the original game, it waits around. It's a bit slow because I think I forgot to set the room speed. There we go, that's working fine. Play one, guess, see room speed settings, speed of 30, there we go, make that 60, my fault. Player 2 check, that's it, still at 60, yeah. If we win the game again, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is more like Pong. You notice the frame rate's a lot better. See, there we go. Lot smoother running. Better than the computer. So I've not put a score system in yet, so you need to keep score yourself. As you can see, that's running nice and smooth. So there we go. Now I'm going to add another command actually. Now I think about it, that actually I'll choose it for player 1 back. Because player 1 back is this in both. If you hit escape. In fact, I'll turn off the global game commands for escape. If you hit, where is it? Other. Turn off. There we go. So basically, I'm going to add an escape command to the controller. So keyboard, let's see, function. No, it isn't function keys. It's key others. Escape. So when escape hits, it ends the game. Yes. Where is it? There we go. Ends the game. And for player 1 back, which exists in both levels, so we can put it in this because it'll always be there, or we can add another controller, but this is easier. We'll add one for where the same for the escape key, but the escape key takes you back to the title screen this time, and pressing the escape key, the title screen ends the game. So we don't have to keep quitting the game to go back and decide, hey, I want to play a 2-player game. So again, we use the room command. What room is it going to go to? It's going to go to the title room with no effect. There we go. Now if we play, we need to start a game with the computer. Oh no, I don't want a game on the computer, I want to play 2-player. Back to the title screen. Press the 2 key, and there we go. We've got me using A and D here, which is controlling the second pad, and me using the arrow keys to control this first pad here, so you can play against yourself. Just make sure, if you're doing this at the weekend, and someone asks you, hey, what did you get up to the weekend? Oh, I was playing with myself. People might get the wrong idea. So there we go guys, that's a basic Pong game created in Game Maker. This video is about 25 minutes long, so under an hour to do a quick short game. And another thing I want to show you, you want to make an executable of a game, you go to File, Create Executable. You can easily always just go and click here, but I use a file menu because I find it's the most effective. So yeah guys, I'm Ellis. That was how to create a basic Pong style game in Game Maker. I apologise for the interruptions there. Again, like I said, do it when you're home alone. I've got college, so I'm not always home alone. If I need to do a video, I need to just take a random hope that they'll listen to me when I say that I need to be quiet. So I need peace and quiet. But yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to message me. Just leave a comment in the video. send me a message on YouTube. I really hope this has helped. If I didn't clarify something, like if at some point in the video, like I clicked something and it was too fast for you and you keep rewinding and you can't see it properly, just message me. But I would really help if you told me what part of the video you want. So if you said, by the way, at 17 minutes, 20 minutes past, 17 minutes in, 20 seconds, you clicked this box, what was it? I can say, oh, that part was this. But if you say, oh, you clicked this box, be aware I've clicked about 100 boxes in this video, so it's a bit difficult. But yeah, I really hope this has helped people that want to get into this. It's quite a good piece of software if you use it properly. A lot of people say, oh, it's newbie, it's this, it's that. If anyone's played the game Hotline Miami, it's a fantastic game. I believe it was made using this engine, so if they can make, you know, the best game, the ones that were the best games of 2012 using this engine, I can tell you right now, it's a damn good engine. So yeah, I'm Ellis. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, have a nice day and take care.